Shul, Rosh HaKollel, Moranim Rabbanan, Yeshachayach for the opportunity to share some divrei Torah, some machshavos. Leil, I shouldn't say what it is tonight. I didn't count yet, but whatever it was, we're making on the stretch from Pesach till Shavuos. It's a special time, and appreciate the opportunity to share some machshava. In the shirish of the Yom of Lag Baomer, so of course it's well known, the Pais can bring that there's a simcha in the day because of the fact that the Paschal Talmidei Rebbe Akiva Milamos, and that itself, but really, when Talmidei Rebbe Akiva stopped dying at the time, there was the Magefa that took place. 24,000 Talmidim were lost, and the Pri Chadash there asked the question. The others asked that there was nobody left to die. They all died. What was the big simcha? The Pri Chadash seems to be learning that the simcha is the fact that they had the Gzeira was a river, and now they could start from fresh. And Akiva went ahead and found 5 Talmidim, and the whole Shas Betzim is built on those 5 Talmidim, and that was the simcha. Others see the simcha at the Yom Hilula, the Rishon Bar Yochai. The Rishon Bar Yochai was Megala Chachmas Hanista to Klal Yisrael, and the Yom P'tir Asai was the day of that his galus, and then that itself is a cause for simcha. It's brought Dachzach B'Shem Arizal, but I saw that the Shami Shmuel certainly is marchiv on it, that the sherish of Lag, there's a remez to Lag Baomer in the pasuk in Vayetze, but by Yankiv and Lavan, when after they met out, Lavan chased after Yaakov. He really wanted to harm him. The Rebbeinu told him he shouldn't do anything mitayv adra. And then, so when they did meet, so they agreed. V'yomer Yaakov la'echav liktu avonim, vayikchu avonim vayasu gol, collect avonim. And they made a goal, made a pile, a heap of stones. Vayechlu Shem al hagol. Vayikra le'Lavan yigar sahadusa, v'Yaakov kar lo gal eid. Vayomer Lavan hagal hazeh eid ben yu v'incho hayom al ken kara shmoi gal eid. So Lag Baomer is oisi is gal, and the gal eid of between Yaakov and Lavan is somehow a shirish for the meaning and or the mashmois of Lag Baomer. So Shami Shmuel was masbir that the be'etzem, Mitchila Avazari Aviseinu, there's Terach, there's Besuel, and there's Lavan. Klal Yisrael that's no longer Aviseinu. Aviseinu is Avraham Yitzchak and Yaakov, and there was a nituk cutting off from that ovar. The last cutoff from Beis Lavan took place at this gal. This gal is the point, the line of demarcation. Until now, we had a shaykhis who's banim banai and the banais b'naisai. From here on in, Klal Yisrael is Klal Yisrael. So he brings the Chazal say that the Chodesh Hashlishi, Matan Torah was in the 3rd month, the Chodesh Sivan. The Chodesh Hashlishi is connected the concept of the halacha of Shloishes Chodshei Avchana. Somebody was married, and then her husband died, so there was a get, and she wants to remarry. So the halacha is she has to wait 3 months, Shloishes Chodshei Avchana, which of course Ba'etzem means Kedei, in case she's moidel, in case she has a child, we should know who the father is. But there's learning up over here that there was the Shloishes Chodshei Avchana that were necessary between Klal Yisrael's being in Mitzrayim to Klal Yisrael's Kabalas Hatorah. And that Shloishes Chodshei Avchana it really wasn't 3 months. It really was only 50 days. But if you divide the 50 into 3, So Lag Baomer is 2/3, is the line of demarcation, line of division between the second and the third. He says the first third, the first month, the cup is still makusher with the ishus that was before. The second month, it's already nishtahar. It's not yet in a new place. It's not really in the old place anymore. When this third month begins, then it's all power forward. The focus is all towards the Yosid. So he says, by the Zuam of Mitzrayim was still with Klal Yisrael. They weren't yet mukhshar to be Makabel Torah. They needed those Chodshei Havchana. They needed those months of hefsek between Zuam of Mitzrayim and Kabalas Hatorah. And that's divided into 3 chalakim. He says by Lag Baomer, by the beginning of the third, now it's all power forward. There's no more looking back. This gal is an aid. I'm not going to pass over. It was a mechitza, a wall separating that over from the Yosid. And by the same token, once there were 2/3 of the path between Yitzias Mitzrayim and Matan Torah, now Klal Yisrael's focus was all towards the Hachana for Kabalas Hatorah and leaving Mitzrayim and everything that Mitzrayim represented behind them. And that's the shirish of Lag Baomer, is this gal. I guess it gives us a bit of a focus, or certainly a permit to look forward towards Sukkot and towards Shavuos, and to in terms of the Hachana for Shavuos and the Hachana for Kabalas Hatorah. The Gemara, the Gemara in Shabbos, the Gemara says that the Rebbeinu Shleilam was kaf aleim hakigigis, and he told them, and Taisus asks, the Medrash Talchum asks, the Sofer talks about it, the Taisus asks the question, what did they need? Kaf aleim hakigigis, they had said Nasa v'nishma. So if they said Nasa v'nishma, why did Rebbeinu Shleilam have to be kaf aleim hakigigis? So Taisus says, Avagav shekvar ikdimu Nasa v'nishma, Shema yuchayzrim kashiyiru ha'esh ha'gdoila shiyotzes ha'nishmasa. Could be that there would be chayzer when they see the Eish ha'gdoila, the fiery spectacle of Ma'amad Har-Sinai, the whole Arum and Arum that was so chutz miderech hateva, kailos ubrakim, Eish ha'gdoila. The Ramban says on the post on Hahorim Raktu Cha'ilim, Gvois Kivnei Tzayin, he says just like Hayam Rav Hayanis is not a mashal, but it really happened. Yam Rav, the Yam actually split. He says Hahorim Raktu Cha'ilim, that the Harim were bouncing like rams. Cha'ilim, there was also not a mashal, but it was really, the earth was quaking. So the earth was quaking, and the Kailas and the Barakim and the Eish HaGdeilah, so it was mamish a frightening scene. So maybe the Kaiso would be chayzer and they say it's too much for us. And B'meila Rebbeinu Shem made kafar leim hagigigas up Taisvus in order they shouldn't be chayzer. So the question is, I guess the obvious question, Kaiso and Gutens said Nasa v'nishma. They really wanted it. They said we wanted to, we were eager for it, to find it. The Rebbe has to make it so scary that they should have to go ahead and want to be chayzer, and then he has kaifa aleim that they shouldn't be chayzer. What's tutzich? Well, why is it necessary? They said Nasa v'nishma, make an Eish HaGdoila and make it so frightening that they should want to be chayzer, and the Mela have to make a kaf aleim hakigigis. What's the pshat in Tosfos? The later in Parshas Vaschanan, it seems to be a shackle b'tayya between Kutsh B'richu and Moshe Rabbeinu Kaviyach. And it's hard to understand what's the kilutz machloikas. It says the Klal Yisrael, after they heard the Aseret HaDibros, either after all 10 or after the first 2, it's the Shalom Rishonim. They say came to the Rebbeinu Shleilam, they came to Moshe Rabbeinu, and they said, "Vehi kashamachem asakol." Hein heranu Hashem Elokeinu es kvodev es godlev es keilu shemanim b'tech ha'esh Ata lama namus ki sechlenu eish hagdela azais. We're afraid that we're going to die. This eish hagdela is too much for us. Im yesur anachnu l'shmayas kel Hashem l'keinu oid v'masnu. And they said, Karav Ato Shema, you, Moshe Rabbeinu, you go to the Rebbeinu Shalom, and you should hear, as Kol Sheyem Hashem Elokeinu, V'at Tadaber Eleinu, as Kol Shedaber Hashem Elokeinu, Alecha V'Shemanu V'Asinu. You should tell us what the Rebbeinu Shalom wants, and we'll listen to you. So state, it's the Lashon of the Pasuk is V'at Tadaber Eleinu. It doesn't say V'ato Tadaber Eleinu. V'at is Lashon of Keva. So Rashi says, Moshe Rabbeinu said, he tashed him as koichik in the keva. You weakened me like in the keva. Shnitzta'arti alecha. It was painful for me. V'refisim as yodai. You weakened my hands. Ki re'isi she'enchem chareidim l'skar v'lo me'ava. I see that you are not chareid to miskarev to the Rebbeinu Shalom with ava. V'chiloya yafa lachem lilmed v'pi agvura v'lo lilmed mimeni. Moshe Rabbeinu thought this was a step down. It wasn't a good thing. Klal Yisrael should want to hear from the Rebbeinu Shalom himself. The fact that they said Krav Ato Shama is he touched him koichik in the kever refisim es yodai v'chiloy ha'yafel l'shmayim v'yakvura. So what does the Rebbeinu Shalom say? Vayishma Hashem es kol divreichem medaberchem Eloi vayomer Hashem Elai shamati es kol divrei yom hazeh asher dibru elecha. I heard what they had to say. Heitivu kol asher diberu. It's wonderful. It's good what they said. Mi'itein v'hayel avavim zelahem li'yiraisi v'lishmer zol mitzvahs hakol hayamim. Halavai that they should have this yira that they want to be. They should want to be yorei. They should want to be shomer mitzvahs hakol hayamim l'man yitim lahem l'vneim la'olam. So what's going on? Moshe Rabbeinu feels it's a tain on Klal Yisrael, chesaron on Klal Yisrael. They don't want to hear directly from the Rebbeinu Shalom. And the Rebbeinu Shalom is telling them, Adarab be'etivu kol asher diberu mi'itim v'hayel avavim zeh li'yiraisi. That's the second shayla. Thirdly, on this pasuk that says etivu kol asher diberu, there's a mechilta in Parshas Yisrael. It says that Moshe Rabbeinu told over to HaKadosh Baruch Hu divrei ha'am, and the mechilta says u'mahen divrei ha'am nasa v'nishma. The divrei ha'am was nasa v'nishma. That was the response of Klal Yisrael. And where do you see that the Rebbeinu Shalom was maskim al yadam? Shenemar mi'iten the Shamati is called Hetivu Koil Asher Diberu. What's Hetivu Koil Asher Diberu? Koil is Mar Ben Asa V'Nishma. Very, very hard to understand the Mechilta. The Diyun wasn't on Asa V'Nishma. The Diyun was on Kravato Shema. When they said Asa V'Nishma, Moshe Rabbeinu didn't complain. When they said Kravato Shema, Moshe Rabbeinu complained V'chiloi Yafel Eskari V'Lov. And now the Mechilta is saying, Hetivu Kaila Shedi Beiru, Nasa ben Ishmael is also Hetivu. Shem Yishmuel asked this question, God, what's Pshat in the Mechilta? He's thinking that the Pshat make, perhaps, there's a Tesefta in Bava Kama, 7th paragraph of Bava Kama, that says that when Klal Yisrael was standing by Har Sinai, Bikshu Ligna Ivdas Ha'elya, Chem Asinik Sheisrael Aynu V'nei Hasinai Bikshu Ligna Ivdas Ha'elyoina Shenema Koila Shediber Hashem Nasa V'Nishma. The Tosefta says that when they said Nasa V'Nishma, it was an attempt to be going of Das to be Rebbeinu Shalom Kaviyachol. And then it goes on, the Pasuk says, Vayifatu b'fiyem, there's a Pasuk in Tehillim, Vayifatu b'fiyem, Uv'l'shoinam yichazvu loi, V'libim le'nachai nimai. They were mefata the Rebbeinu Shalom. Petri is we know Einus mefata is sweet talking. Vayifatu b'fiyem uv'l'shoinam yichazvu loi. With their lashon, they were really dishonest with the Rebbeinu Shalom. V'libam le'nachai nimai v'le'nemnu b'vrisai. And Ava became v'hurachum yichaper avai. The Tosefta is saying, and it's a Medrash Rabbah also, that Nasa v'Nishma was a shtickl gnevus das. Vayifatu b'svasav v'libam v'nachai nimai. So the Chedush Rim asks, if it's Divrei Pitui, So then why is it that they got Shnei Ksarim, Achas Kneged Nasa, Achas Kneged Nishma? And the Rebbeinu Shalom said, Migil Bonai Rozeh, Seid Shemalach Asher, it's Mishtamshim Boy. It doesn't sound like Divrei Pitu. It doesn't sound like it was Gnevas Das. Chozov. And he goes on, and the Chiddush Yerim says, he brings the Medrash Yalkut in the Hatorah of Shabbos Shuvah. Chui Machem Dvarim, B'Shuva El Hashem. Eza Dvarim, which Dvarim? Rabbi Elazar B'Yeshua. Chadam are Dvarim shepitisam Asi B'Sinai. We want to give the Baal Tshuva an Eitzah. What should he do? Chui Machem Dvarim Chaptzich Tzu to Dvarim. Which Dvarim? Divrei Pitui. You should go ahead and do the Divrei Pitui like the Klal Yisrael did, the Hasidah Nasa B'Nishma. What's going on? If it's Divrei Pitui, it's not something that we should be encouraging. What's beside we tell them? Chui Machem Dvarim V'Shuva Hashem. Dr. Chiddush Yerim, that the derech of an Oyhev, if he really is chalishing for something, he really loves something and he wants it, his derech is that he'll be mischayev more than Kedei Yecholta. Stel sich vor, somebody's crazy about cars, and then there's a new Lexus that comes out. He goes into the dealer and he says, "Put me down, I'm buying it. How am I going to make the monthly payments? I have no idea, but I have to get it." And Oyhev commits himself to something that even though he's biting off more than he can really deliver.